Hey everybody, it's Beck with Beck Be Gone, and I'm coming to you with my 3-month post-op update. And so far on the journey, I've lost a total of 69.5 pounds, which is incredible. I've never lost this much weight before I did this surgery, the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I had lost a total of 40 pounds in one stretch max, and so to be about at 70 pounds is just insane to me. So my stats: I started my journey at 262 pounds. My surgery weight was 235, and my current weight is 192.5. So I'm hoping that by the end of April I will be able to get into the 180s, which is just crazy. My goal weight is about 160 pounds, maybe 140, and definitely trying to get my body fat percentage more in line with a 30% or less range. My current body fat is 43.6%. I'm 5 feet 5 inches, 28 years old, and I got my surgery at the Obesity Control Center in Tijuana on January 22nd, 2019. So let me show you some before and after pictures. Here's a picture of basically every month check-in. My sister and I do this sequence of pictures, and you can see how in the front-facing one my body is starting to curve in rather than having this more bulbous thing, which is really cool. On the side, I'm just really pleased with how my stomach is slimming up. My stomach, actually, we do measurements every month, and so far I've lost 9.6 inches right around my belly button. So that's almost 10 inches, and it's the most I've lost on my body, which is crazy. But not only that, where my waist is, I've lost 6.7 inches. My hips, I've lost a full 7 inches. And then my thighs, I've actually lost 5 inches on each thigh. So that's just crazy and awesome. My back, I'm not as happy that I still have back fat, but I think I'll have it for a while. My tush is losing its shape a little bit. If you look on the last picture, the last side profile, it's definitely not as big. And when I look at this picture, like, I just really see how my butt's slimming down, and then I can kind of see my belly getting like dangly, or what do you call it? Kind of like having the apron effect, which is fine. I knew that I would have some of that going on once I lost weight because I had so much weight on my stomach, and here we go, it's coming. So a few things with this month. It's been so far the most obvious month where I've had to I'm aware of what the limitations of the sleeve are. Like tonight I had some Mexican food, and I ate so many tortilla chips. Like I counted for maybe 30 of them. There was no resistance, and I had like 400 calories in just tortilla chips. So that wasn't good. But the sleeve works in a lot of ways. Like if you're eating protein, it does stop you. Or I had some cottage cheese today, and it was too dense or something, and it just like stuck. So I do feel like the success of the sleeve at this point and moving forward is going to be 30% the sleeve working for me, 70% my good decisions working for me. And that's scary and empowering. Scary because I was hoping the sleeve would do more, but empowering that I have this tool, this assistance that's going to help me through some of the harder times. It'll at least be a catch in my my eating, but it's going to be my decisions that are going to really have the most impact. So for the month, I lost 10.5 pounds. I also increased my lean mass to fat mass by 5 pounds, which is awesome, and officially have lost 50 pounds of fat, which that's just like, if you ever see a fat, like in a doctor's office, sometimes they have just a pile of fat to show you how much like 5 pounds or 10 pounds of fat is. When I went to the nutritionist, I saw that, and it's just crazy to think like I lost 10 of those. It's awesome. Okay, so what I want to talk about a little bit here, befores and afters, and I'll talk while I'm showing these to you. One thing Kate and I did this last month was do a body composition test or analysis, and it just basically, our Fitbit scales already give us some information about our body composition. That's where I get my lean mass and my fat mass information. So this is just that on steroids. This is a device we paid $25 to actually use. And the most notable things, one is that the numbers that this device gave me are really, really close to what my Fitbit scale is giving me. So I'm happy and kind of relying, putting more authority into my scale numbers because I think they're pretty close to true. But what this body composition test showed me is my visceral fat is at 201 and it's supposed to be less than 100. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get it less than 100. I don't know what that entails, but they estimated losing about 56 more pounds, which would put me in the 140 range, which is where I was hoping to eventually end up. So that'll be fine. Visceral fat is obviously the bad fat, the fat around your organs. What else did I learn here? My basal metabolic rate is 1,446 calories. This is good to know. I think when we do this, my scale doesn't give me my basal metabolic rate. So when we do this test again in 6 or 3 months or something, I'll be curious to see how that number changes. Okay, some pictures. My sister took some photos of me while we were at a brewery, and when I saw the pictures, I was really, really surprised by how thin my face looked. I think it was just a combination of the lighting, her high angle with the camera, and whatever, me being drunk and happy, but it was pretty cool, like a really cool non-scale victory. This is the same shirt at the beginning of my journey, and now it's hanging a lot better these days. And I remember taking that picture on the left and just like, I didn't think it was too bad, but also I was kind of bummed out about how my stomach stood out. And yeah, I'm happy that in the right it's a little bit more smooth. These are just like, when I look at this picture, I think, wow, my shoulders are starting to narrow up. And that's something I always was bothered by as a heavier person, is just how my arms would kind of dangle away from my body, you know, because there's so much fat or whatever's going on there. And so to see that I'm narrowing and my body is skinnying up is really cool. Just another side by side with my sassy red Target shoes. I love this dress. This was the dress I wore, I think, the day I officially hit Wonderland, and I've loved it since. It makes me feel skinny. This picture, I took the photo on the right during our weigh-in for month 3, and I just think it's really a cool comparison. I think the picture on the left, I was awkward. I was like in the middle of a deep breath or something, and my mom took that picture of me. So, and then this red shirt is kind of my go-to starting photo. I took that around my birthday in June 2018, around 262 pounds. Photo on the right is my to date 192.5 pound picture. Obviously a difference. Here's one more, a good side by side. Again, I just like never really saw myself on the left. I never really saw how bulbous my stomach was. The whole time I was in the 250 range, I thought I looked like the picture on the right. The picture on the left is the one I took in Target right before surgery, so that's around 235. Picture on the right is 192. And then, God, this one, I just hate this picture because it's so, I just feel so sloppy on the left. And I always wanted to take photos that I looked happy in. Like, I didn't want my before pictures ever to indicate that I was sad or sloppy or anything. And so this is like the worst before picture I've ever taken, and I hate it, and I guess it makes a good comparison. Okay, so just 2 more thoughts. One, I really want to become a champion for the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. My sister and I have decided to keep it a secret because we don't want scrutiny, we don't want publicity, we don't want judgment. But I see people in my exercise classes, and they're trying so hard to lose weight, and they are doing an incredible job. Like, what they're doing is really brave, because there's a lot of bias, you know, and judgment on fat people, and they are out there moving their asses and sweating profusely and breathing hard and having to modify the moves, and the skinny women are, you know, even sweating. And I just am so proud of them, and I'm proud of me for doing that and trying to take control of my weight and my health. But I know what a mountain it is that they're climbing, and I really am really compelled to tell them, like, you're doing great. Some days it's gonna be really, really shitty, and this is a fucking mountain that you're climbing, and it's okay that some days you fall a little short. Like, you're human, and you are doing a very brave thing, like being here and taking control. And then at the same time, I want to tell them there's this tool that can help to back you up, and I want them to know that there's hope. Whenever I would go to the gym and I would, you know, get into a health kick, it was great for a lot of things, but there was always such a mountain ahead of me. You know, I lost 40 pounds, but there was still, you know, 60 to go, at least. And so it's dreadfully painful and overwhelming. And this vertical sleeve, this sleeve tool is a fantastic assistance with getting into a healthy zone. So I'm a little bit conflicted because I really want to tell them about my sleeve, but we're keeping it a secret. So I'm hoping that eventually I'll be able to be that proponent and be that champion for them, just to at least let them know it's an option for them. It can be an option if they want to look into it. So that's my 3-month update. I would love to know how you guys are doing and what you're struggling with. I'm going to try to do a better job of capturing my non-scale victories this upcoming month, because I know there's been a lot, and it's really not all about the scale. Although I have, you know, I lost 20 pounds the first month, 11 pounds the next, and 10 pounds the third month. I'm loving the scale victories, but I really think, like, it's important that we celebrate the stuff that's going on that's not tied to the scale at all, because that's kind of what helps to sustain the momentum, right? So let me know how you're doing, and I'll catch you guys here in a little bit. Have a good one.